No kidding. Hi, Dave. Hi, Chris. How are you guys? Big Oak partner. How's everyone this evening? Just hanging out, looking at some stuff for this tiger that I'm building. Glad you guys came by. Nine a.m. at work. Almost 7:10 here, p.m. Work. That's a dirty word, though. I got all these parts I'm going through for that Sunbeam Tiger. It's too bad because you really throw throw a lot of this stuff away. David's in the future. That's right. How'd the Red Sox do last night, David? They beat the Rays. Oh, Jack, yeah. I always wondered if that worked. All right. This Tiger's got a lot of custom parts. You can build it stock. It's got like wheel arches, a spoiler, shit like that, an air dam. I'm gonna look at some pictures of how they were raced and probably build it as close to that as I can. Nothing. All right. What have you guys all been up to? Anybody got anything on their bench they're working on? I know you are, Mike. You said you were going to get that Mercury's running today. I thought, right? David's track is looking sweet. Got some landscape going on. Oh, some Marshall stands. Exiting a video now. Cool. I'll look for it later, my friend. I'm hoping Brad from HSF comes by. I'll show you. I got another envelope from him yesterday with a little note in it. And some more stickers. You've all seen these, I think. There's the mic. Hope I didn't hurt you. Getting ready for next winter, are you, Chris? This is two of the siliconas for movies, and then I got this No Spill Army. And this from Brad at HSF, which I assume is that. I'll show them again if he drops in tonight. I'm hoping he does. Yeah, I used to heat with wood in Massachusetts, Chris, long time ago. Back in the 70s. Had a big stove. I could run my house on 1 tank of oil a year just to heat hot water, because I had a boiler for my hot water heater. The rest was all heated by wood. I had a football field of 100-foot oaks on my property, so I never ran out of wood. Well, this doesn't appear this kit came with any decals at all. I've been trying to get some. Hi, Mike. How are you? Little shop. I was trying to find some British racing decals with like the Union Jack, and nobody has them. I checked Pados and all the decal places, and this came with none. Yeah, you couldn't. It could be 0 outside. It'd have to be in your shorts and shorts only in the basement. I had registers in the hallway. Heat would go up through the floor. I always enjoyed heating with wood. It was a lot of work, but I was young then, so I'm talking about back in the mid 70s. Did that from 77 till about 89. I got rid of the house. Nice quiet street, wooded lot. I've been watching your videos, Mike. You're getting a lot done. Good to see you back at it, man. some great ideas there on your rock facing. Very interested. Although I will not be doing any more landscaping on my track. I just crash into it, knock it over, and my cat gets up there and he knocks stuff over. Right. I'm looking at these well arches they give you with this kit. I'm wondering if I want to use them. What I'm building. Sunbeam Tiger. I give you these little wheel arches for the front and rear. Like I said, I'll look at some pictures of how they were raced, and then I'll decide whether I want to add those. A live lizard, Mike? I probably have geckos on mine that I don't know about. Parts aren't very well made. This is blueprinter exclusive. They weren't blueprinting their plastic molds, I'll tell you that. Yeah, you think that'll look all right, David, with the fender flare? With the fender flare? These are the rear ones. I could probably use a little wider tire. The tire probably look pretty cool. We'll see how it goes. I will have to get some sandpaper on a file on these a little bit, I think, to make them fit good. Maybe a little Bondo too. I'm not in any rush. It came with this thing. I don't even know how it goes. I guess it probably goes like this. I don't really like that, so that will probably not get used. Get some additional bumper stuff. This is an air dam that's supposed to go here somewhere. I don't like that at all. It goes this way. Yeah, I don't like that at all. That I won't be using that either. Here's the tonneau cover. I'll use that. I do like that. Probably paint that a different color. It's going to be British Racing Green, which I guess there really isn't any such thing as British Racing Green. I think this is the spoiler. Hey, Brad. I don't know. I don't really like that either, but I'll paint that up and see. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe I won't. Brad, I was just showing off your stickers I got yesterday. Thanks very much. My collection is growing. Hi, Chris. I'm guessing this is the family business. So who else is working on something? Anybody else got projects going? My sticker board is growing. Okay, Brad. Working on stone, are you, Mike? Well, I'm having a beer. My sound all right with this AC? I got a little window AC unit running out here. Is that interfering with the sound at all? Yeah, Sunbeam Tiger. We're just looking at the wheel arches that come with it. It's got quite a few additional like custom parts. Some of them I like, some of them I don't. I'll see what I do with them as I build and look at reference photos from the time period for racing because I really want to build it as a racing car. We'll see how it goes. I'll fill you in as I keep going with it. Everybody watch Artie Ford's Two Lines last night? Hi, Tony. 15 minutes before work. Tony, how far away is your biggest is your furthest job from the house? You have to travel a long distance. Hi, Easy. Welcome. I've been painting figures this week, which is not one of my favorite things. I'll show you a couple of little things. I bought these acrylics on Amazon, and they're actually made in the US of A, and they work very nicely. I use a gray automotive primer and then paint colors on with these. I think it came with 6 different colors. Work good. Did a couple roll cages here. This is all stuff just to get ready to have ready if I need it for a build. I don't have it necessarily set for a particular car. It's a 3D printed beer keg. I got a bunch of them. I've done them. I've done oil drums, gas pumps. And these are drivers. They're not finished. I've started painting them, and I've done them in different scales. And the reason I do them in different scales is because I do different ways of interiors, just about every car. So some won't fit if they're too big. So I make a, I just adjust my print and make several close sizes. That's why I make different ones. So they're not all the perfect scale, but they look right in the car. Yeah, I saw that easy. And my wife bought me that 3D printer last July for our anniversary. I was shocked. And I looked at it, came in a box, and you had to put it together. I said, "Oh crap, this is going to take me 2 days." I think in about an hour and a half, I had it running, and I was printing something like that silly little boat or whatever it is, the first thing you print. I have a Anycubic Neo 2, Tony. It's a filament printer. It's not resin. I'm not really interested in getting a resin. I know there's a lot of neat stuff you can do with it, but it's smelly and dirty, and I don't want to mess around with the resin. I like it easy. I get a lot of stuff on my track that I printed. Um, I got some alligators. I got a couple swamps. Got some alligators in my swamps. I got Jersey barriers. I have gas pumps, um, oil drums, beer kegs, roll bars, people, drivers. Something that I've been unable to find is I would like drivers and passengers without helmets on because I do have a couple of road cars. I'd like to put a driver in without a helmet on. I'm saying I'm not one of those people who drives around the car by myself with a mask on. And I still see people doing that. I laugh every time. Yeah, and they're pretty reasonable. Anycubic, one word, Anycubic, and they have several different versions and sizes. Um, I printed my grandson a Mandalorian that was probably it was at least 6 inches tall. I think you could I think you could go to like 10 inches in height with this printer. Mine is just a single filament, single roll. You don't have multiple rolls. If you want to change colors, you got to unload one roll and put another color in if you're making multiple colors in the same print. And I don't really know how those multi rolls work, whether that's automatic or if you have to do that, or if you can just set it to change color. Hi, Todd. How are you? Does anybody know on that? The multi roll printers, if that's automatic, you want to switch colors? Bamboo Mini with multicolor. Yeah, it's all automatic. That's cool, Tony. That's cool. Yeah, I had no idea that. I don't know that I even mentioned wanting a 3D printer, but I remember saying, "Gee," and I showed it, got things that people were printing, and the next thing I know, it showed up. See what else I can reach. I can show you I printed. I printed these safety cones for my pit lane, some Jersey barriers. Marshall, track marshal. He's talking on his headset to somebody. He needs to paint his helmet. And I got Papa Alligator and the kid. They're in the swamp. They live in the swamp. Build little benches. Okay. I noticed a couple of new channels today. I forgot to write the names down. There seems to be more people coming into the hobby. Um, one guy had a Carrera Digital set up. It was pretty long. It was more than like just one set you'd add to it. And the other guy, I want to say his was Scale Electric, 2 lane. And then I saw one. It was a gigantic 6 lane, and I couldn't figure out what track it was, but it was plastic. It wasn't a routed track, but he was huge. He was probably 200 feet at least of track. See you, Tony. Have fun at work. Have any of you guys bought that 380 3D stuff that Harry from Home Racing World and Shotgun Dave and those guys that they're printing? Anybody pick any up from Slot Car Corner? They're all 132nd, so I'm not interested in them, but I'm interested in seeing what you guys think of them because they look friggin' awesome. I hope someday somebody makes some 124 stuff that you can't buy models for. I don't know if any of you other guys build or not. You're gonna try some of the 3D stuff, Chris? Well, I went to a Marvel show last year here. That there was a guy that had to be 50 different resin bodies. Okay, yeah, and some of them looked very interesting. Um, but I picked them up and kind of moved them around, and I was afraid that they'd be good as a static model, but I was afraid that as a slot car that if you ran into them with a Carrera car, I think that they would have cracked. Those bodies would have cracked. And David, you guys, somebody down there is producing uh, chassis, right? Shit, I can't remember the name. One of the Aussie boys were talking about it the other day. It was yeah. I think you gotta be careful with a lot of those bodies if you're gonna use them as a slot car. Dave Volk, right? Yeah, that's it, David. Have you put anything on one of their chassis, David? I knew Dave Volk. He's the one that built that huge model for Hughes' track, right? The big truck. Okay, that'll be cool. That'll probably make that car run better too, right? Yep, it's pretty incredible what 3D printing has added to the hobby when you think about it. And it really kind of happened fairly quickly. Yeah. Okay, Easy. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've got plenty of stuff to build. There'll be no boredom this year. I think my grandson's coming over tomorrow afternoon to spend the night, so we'll get a little bit of work done on his Mustang either tomorrow night or Friday morning. We haven't had much time with that yet. I really enjoyed that build where I took that big Mercedes Carrera body and put that on the scale auto chassis. That was really easy. That's a good thing for you get a burn up Carrera car or something. Get a scale auto or a H&R chassis. Then you can use whatever wheels, tires, motor, gearing, whatever you want. You don't have to mess around with the Carrera gearing and wheels, plastic wheels and knurled axles. You can put whatever you want on there. He just turned 11, Chris. He is one of two, four, six. We have seven. Let me make sure I get this right. Two, four, six, seven. Yeah, we have seven. All boys. And my wife is dying. My wife is dying for a granddaughter. I don't know if that'll happen. But the kids, their ages are way far apart. The oldest grandson is 31, and the youngest is probably 4. Yeah, so there's a big span. Yeah, I've got 31, 26, 18, 15, 14, 11, and 4, I think they are. Hi, Rough and Ready. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. We're not, we don't have a topic tonight. He's talking about what people are building or 3D printing, the sticker swap that's going on. I just talked to my sticker guy today, and supposedly purchased a file for my stickers. He sent it to me. Doesn't look like it's a file to me. It looks like it's just a friggin' picture. It says it's a PNG file. Would that be the file that you need for stickers? Does anybody know? You're watching 3, Chris? Good. You need a lot of energy to watch kids. Oh yeah. I printed some body posts too, for mounting bodies to chassis and slot car stands. I think Harry and Tony Droney are going to do a Harry from Latvia and Tony Droney from Australia are going to do a RC channel, crawler channel. I think they're starting that tomorrow. Oh yeah, I saw the light towers figure made, David. Those are cool. Now you got to get them wired, right? There's something else I'll show you. I found these. I have a totes and totes full of Lionel Train stuff back here under the table. And the last time I was in there out and around, I was taking some pictures because I thought a couple of guys that were interested in buying it. And I pulled these out. Pulled these out, and I think I'm gonna wire them up and use them on my tracks here. I hooked them up to some US power yesterday, USB power yesterday, but that doesn't offer enough amperage. So I think I get another small power supply. But they're called yard lights for a train railroad yard. There's 3 of these, two lights in each one. I thought I'd set them up and wire them under the table. But they need 12 volts. So the 3 to 5 that you get from a USB, they're they're very dim. So 12 volts, they light up nicely. I hooked them up to my power supply for my tire chore yesterday, and they're nice and bright at 12 volts. So I'll get another one of those adjustable power supplies and hook these up to them. Just 3 of them. I think they'll look cool. If any of you know of someone who likes Lionel, I have 027 track and Super O track. Super O is what it looks like real railroad track. But I have miles and miles of track. And a few years ago, that had pretty much become worthless because of that new unit track or whatever they called it that the companies came out with. But I seen a lot of complaints on that losing conductivity. So a lot of people are junking that unit track and going back to the old style 3-rail 027 or the Super O track, which is I really liked it. You can get your connections very good with those. So newer is not always better. You know what I'm saying? If anybody knows of anybody that has Lionel and is looking to add to their collection, I will sell what I have at a reasonable price. I'm not looking to make a killing on it, but I still have my original set that I got for Christmas in 1959. If that will give away my age at all. Some of you, I'm sure, know my age. Yeah, I still have the original set. My first slot car set I got in, I think for Christmas, 1965, was a 1/32nd scale, 1/32nd scale Strombecker. I don't know where that ended up, but I don't have that anymore. Just saw a Strombecker set on Evil Bay yesterday. It was a good size set, quite a bit of track, but it was some of the track was starting to lift out of the track base. And they wanted a lot of money for it. Not that I was interested in buying it, but I just thought the price was outrageous. But you had the fast track, Chris. Yeah. How long have you had that? Right. Yes, we did, Mike. You got two Strombeckers. Yep. Yeah. Strombeck Sears. Sears sold in '65 or the mid '60s. Sears sold the Strombecker sets. That's I think that's where mine came from was Sears. And boy, I'll tell you, there was a lot of track with that set. I have a picture of me laying down next to it running the cars. And I was probably, how old was I then? I was like 12 or something. And it was long. 1 year, Chris, with the fast track. Okay. I think I had a black E-type Jag and a red Ferrari of some kind. I think you guys all saw the Ferrari I got a week or so ago. Like, you all see that? It's a 63 250 GTO. Probably showed you this already. Of course, you have a channel? I'd like to see that running around 6x16. I got this from Warren at Lake Tech Slots. Runs pretty good. I've got some Paul Gauge tires ordered for it, and I have uh, Thunder Slot. That was called Thunder Slot and Slot Invasion Guide. I'll change the Carrera guide out. Change the rear tires out for your thing, and I'm sure it will run quicker than it does now. These are pretty narrow tires. But it's a beautiful looking car. Carrera makes some good looking stuff, I'll tell you that. Do videos. I'm probably subscribed, Chris. I just don't remember. I think everybody else here I've subscribed to. Rough and Ready is got an Aussie. Rough and Ready, are you an Aussie channel if you're still here? I think I've seen your channel too. Yeah, I will, Chris. What time's the Aussie show tomorrow, David? You know, or Rough and Ready? Do you know? Yeah, they do. And the 124, David, on my track. Um, of course, I run no magnets and urethane tires. They run equal to every other car, equal to the Scale Auto, equal to BRMs. Uh, those are really the only other two uh, companies that I have in 124 and my scratch build. I think my fastest car is a Scale Auto Viper on my track. The second one is a Carrera Porsche that I bought in my. It came with my original set. It's the one that looks like a Rossman's livery. And my third is my self-built '63 Impala. So those are the top three. It's three different makers, which I find very interesting. 8 p.m. Australian time. Don't know what the time difference is. Okay, let me do a little. So that's 8 p.m. Friday. P.m. Friday. What time? 8 p.m. 10 a.m. What time? No, that's backwards. 8 p.m. Friday in Australia is what time? Eastern Standard Time. Probably making this much more difficult than it is. Sydney time. Okay, 8 p.m., 6 a.m. Florida. That sound right? Hey, Hub. Good evening. 8 p.m. Sydney would be 6 a.m. Florida time. Does that sound right? So if you guys start your Aussie show, so it's 10 a.m. Friday there now, right, David? So it's 8 p.m. here. Yeah, 14 hours. So 8 p.m. Friday would be 6 a.m. Friday, I believe. Twenty a.m. Thanks a million. Hey, nobody's commented on my shirts. Does anybody know what that's all about? Come on. Are you all too young for that? Military time, right, Chris? You're not familiar with the shirt, Shane? Yes, but what Chinese restaurant? Come on, fellas. Leho, folks. Oh, Werewolves of London. He had a Chinese menu in his hand from Lee Ho, folks. Dude, where's my car? Warren Zevon, R.I.P. Okay, so I have to leave myself a note. 6 a.m. tomorrow. I will be up. I'm usually up by 5. Chris, you must know this, what I'm talking about, don't you? You're not a spring chicken. It's hard. I don't know about you guys. I have a tough time keeping track of all the different times that people drop their lives, right? Okay, it's from lines in the song. Go back and listen to the song, and you'll see he had a Chinese menu in his hand, and from Lee Ho, folks. Yep, there is a werewolf. I know it's mirrored, right? It's hard for you guys to read. Is it mirrored to you? I don't even know that. Yes, London. Werewolves of London. David, if you don't know the song, go to YouTube Music and put in Werewolves of London, Lauren Zevon. Okay, good. So you guys can read it. Cool. It's mirrored to me. So is it just going to be DG, Shane, and Shane tomorrow? Or are there any special guests? Chris, that's a thing? Tell me that's a thing. Then I'll know what the hell's going on. Chris, is there something that you can put in that will tell you the times on your phone? Live is 10 hours from now. You put it in your phone's clock. Let's go to my phone's clock. Man, I'm going to need instructions on that, Chris. Missing a few people that I thought would stop by tonight. They either did not get the notification or I don't know what's going on. Well, 10 hours from now. Okay. All right, fellas, I'm going to call it a night. Uh, thanks for coming by. I really appreciate all of you. You point more people in this direction. I appreciate it. I'll probably see some of you tomorrow morning in the Aussie show chat. Thanks for coming by, guys. See you next week. See you.